It's very exciting to have Rachel in the studio from the Sessions. Hello.
Hi, Nerida. Hi, Lou.
It's
Hello.
very exciting to have you in here. I love your music. I particularly love the song Good, True, Beautiful. So good. Really good.
Yeah, that's our most recent one.
Is it?
Really
Okay.
fun to record. So Dom and Laura, my brother and his wife, are living in Singapore at the moment for a while. When they came back on a holiday, we recorded that last year.
Oh, right. Yeah, I love it. Now, I know that you guys opened for Lauren Daigle at Festival One. What was that like? Was that sort of a little bit intimidating at all?
Slightly, yes. We didn't know until like the week of, I think, that we were opening for her, along with Paper Cranes. And we planned this set on stage that was it included some covers, so some 660 songs, and then one of the songs was a Lauren Daigle song, and I was just going to do part of the verse, like, which one was it? You say I am loved, something like that, but
Yeah.
we made it upbeat, and then we were like, oh, we can't do this. This is just, no, we have to change the song. We cannot be singing a Lauren Daigle song just before she comes on.
Yeah.
So a little bit intimidating.
Yeah. Well, your song, Good, True, Beautiful, the first time I heard it, I thought, man, that sounds like Lauren Daigle. So, yeah, really similar voice. It's amazing.
I would say better.
Oh, better.
I would say better. Yeah. I've loved the Rachel's voice for years. It's great. It's great. Now, it is, mate, it's New Zealand Music Month. Now, as a Christian artist, what sort of support do you get in the industry? Do you get much help?
Oh, I was just saying to someone before, I would love to be transported back to the 60s, which is a time I never existed. But it seems that things were simpler then. You could literally do a demo tape and knock on the door of a recording studio, give it to them, and then they might sign you up. It was a meritocracy. If you were good enough, you get the job. And these days, it is way harder. So,
So what is it like to get cut through with a new song? I mean, because I know the likes of social media, TikTok and, stuff like that is one way of getting your music out there. Is that something that you guys do?
well, yeah, so social media is a huge part of it. I really love the process of writing the songs, recording the songs. And then when it comes to being on social media, I find that hard because I'm more of a private person. You wouldn't know by looking at me on social media because I share some really vulnerable things. But I've had to just get over that because I feel like the message I have is something that I can't hide. I've got to share it with people because it's a message of hope. And so you have to be bold. You have to have a story. You have to do like 30-second reels that people will watch because they're
Okay,
interesting.
so what is the process after that? Like, how do you get your song on the radio? What is the process?
Well, thankfully, there are people like you who are happy to have us. The process is, I think a lot of it is getting followers as well on social media. But also one thing I've done is email all of the Christian stations in the US and send them my songs.
Oh, right.
And you don't hear back from many of them. So
Right.
it's a lot of heavy lifting. I think that the market's quite saturated these days with really good artists. So having cut through it's about being a big brand, sometimes doing things that are not in the skill set of artists at all, self-promotion.
Well, you've done
Marketing.
incredibly well then.
There's another
Yeah.
way you can do it. You can go to Festival One, okay, and you can rock up to someone that you don't know and say, "Oi, are you Lee Baker?" And like frighten the life. I'm like, you came up to me and you said, "Are you Lee Baker? Do you know Ashley Page?" And I went, "Yeah."
Oh my goodness, I remember that.
That was 5
I
years
remember
ago.
that day. Was that 5 years ago?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Well, that's funny because I was thinking about this the other day in the context of, so I spent about 5 years trying to sort of make it in the mainstream music industry. And that's hard because you're having coffees with high profile managers whose names I won't mention, but you know who they are. And you really crucialize those meetings because it's such high stakes. And I was just like, I really want a chance. I can do this. I've got great songs. And after a while, I realized that actually the life of a mainstream artist is not conducive to family. I've got 4 boys. You're traveling, you're doing back-to-back cities one day to the next. And is this something I even want to do? Like, yes, I want to be an artist, but you can be knocking on the wrong doors. And I was reminded of this when I walked past a construction site the other day, and everything was demolished except for one thing, which was the front door of the house.
Yeah.
So I went and took a photo because it was an image of how I felt at the time, which was that I'd been knocking on this door that I didn't need to knock on really. One day I woke up after sort of praying about what I should do and how I should do music. And you know when sometimes you feel God audibly speaking, like in between sleep and wakefulness? And I felt him saying, like, why are you asking for permission to do something that I've equipped you to do? And so when I saw the door, I was like, yes, that was what it was like. I was knocking on this door and I could have literally just walked around it. Because in the music industry today, you don't really need permission. You just need to do what you want to do. And I know what I want to do. And so I'm just doing that now. And it's not reaching all the people that I thought it would reach, but it's reaching different people. And I don't control the harvest, but I'm just trying to control my output and letting God take care of the rest.
Yeah, you're doing your part, God's doing his part. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
thanks
So we
for
just nabbed you
asking
in the
me.
corridor. We thought you that. Let's grab Rachel in.
Yeah.
Conversations.
Oh, so you came up to me and you're like, are you Rachel Wilson
Yeah,
from
I turned the tables on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Years later. Yes.
Very good.